text-to-speech tools. What's available? Dolphin Say So.
Okay, so in this video we're going to be looking at Dolphin Say So. Dolphin Say So is installed on almost all the PCs in college. It is a tool that has a large number of features built in, as you can see from just looking at the toolbar there. This one does quite a lot of different things. It's a much more complicated tool than the ones that we've looked at, so we're not going to look at every single feature of it in detail. All we're going to do in this video is just basically get a bit of an overview of it. There will be some other videos on the Study Support Moodle or on the ILT Moodle that will give you a little bit more information about the way this one works. Now it is installed, like I said, on lots of the computers around college. If you go to All Programs, and then if you go to Accessories and then Accessibility, you'll find a folder in there where you can start this software up from. So we'll look at that again. All Programs, Accessories, and then Accessibility, and you should find a folder that has the software in it there. So if you click on that, it'll start up and you can give it a try. Like I said, it does actually have quite a number of features. It will do text-to-speech. You can highlight text that's read aloud. You can put on coloured screen filters, and it will even scan an inaccessible document and make it accessible. It doesn't work in Google Chrome. That's something to be aware of. So you can't read a web page in Google Chrome to yourself. But we can look now at how it works in a Word document if you want to have something read to you in a Word document. So I'll show you how we do that now. So you click into the document and then you just click play.
Say So is a reading and writing toolbar designed to support people with dyslexia. It's installed on almost all the staff and student PCs in college, but can't be provided for home use without the loan of a college laptop.
Now that's that last sentence there, that is one of the limitations of this tool, because it's something that we have a site license for at college. It's not something that we can actually just make available to students for students to use at home like we can with Orato. It's quite a good tool. You saw there you can get it to highlight words as it's going along. It does also have a number of different voices, so it has the text-to-speech features that you would expect for a piece of software included in this information and this training that we're doing at the moment. I'm going to show you the voice selection now, so you can sort of see how that would work. So we go into settings up here, this little sort of wrench, and then we can choose different voices. So we'll have a go with Serena.
Say So is a reading and writing toolbar designed to support people with dyslexia. It's installed on almost all the staff and student PCs in college, but can't be provided for home use without the loan of a college laptop.
So there you go, that's a different voice. Personally, I actually prefer Daniel, so we'll keep it on Daniel. We can adjust the speed of the text and how it's read to us here, and you can check how quickly it's being read just by clicking this Try It button.
Just some text to test with.
I mean, if we turn it right up, it is very, very quick.
Just some text to test with.
Which is probably a little bit too quick for most people, so I'll put it back to around about normal.
Just some text to test with.
Okay. We can also actually have text read back to us as we type if we want. It's a little bit distracting though, so it's not something I would recommend for most users. This read sentence under mouse is something that we've got turned on, so that if we're in a web page or something like that, if we hover over a sentence or a paragraph, the computer will start to read it to us. So we'll have a little bit of a look at that later on. And the other feature I want to look at is the coloured screen filter. So go back into settings and I'll show you where that is. So we've got options here to tint the whole screen. So if I put a full screen tint on now, okay, so you can see I've put a coloured filter on the screen now. This is very similar to the free piece of software SS Overlay that you might have seen a video of on the Study Support Moodle. SS Overlay, of course, is available on my study bar. This tool is available through Say So. It works quite nicely. Some students prefer this one to SS Overlay. So you'll quite often see students using this in Study Support. Actually, it's a common one to sort of see students who've tinted the screens and done this kind of thing. We can alter the colour on that very, very easily depending on need. So if we just click OK, you can see there I've now got a blue filter. I'm going to turn that off now. As well, we can get some control over how the text is highlighted when it's read to us. So it's a little bit more flexible than, for example, Orato in regards to that. So here we can change the way it looks on the screen. So that's quite a useful feature there if for students who maybe get distracted quite easily. This is quite a good tool to sort of keep the focus on the text when they're supposed to be reading things. So we'll click OK, and we'll go back to Toolbar. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is how to get SaySo to read something to you in a web page. I did mention earlier it doesn't work in Google Chrome, so that's something to be aware of, but it does work no problems in Internet Explorer. Basically, you can see I've got a web page open here. I've got the Dolphin SaySo web page open. If I go up to play, you can see my cursor has now turned into a small crosshair. So if I were to click here, for example,
at school, at work and at home, writing does not need to be a struggle. Using human-sounding voices, SaySo reads aloud as you type, so you can confidently update your online status, write your college project or email your colleagues, knowing you've made no mistakes.
And I'll stop that there. Like I said, it's very simple. It's just a case of clicking play and then clicking where you want the software to start reading from. It will highlight the text just like you saw in the Word documents. So it's an easy tool to use if you want to read something on a web page as well. Now, there are lots and lots of other features built into SaySo. These are actually listed on the web page here. So we've got play, we've got the spelling, we've got the sound alike spelling suggestions. We've got an autocorrect option. We've got the sound alikes function. We've got the mini toolbar. We've even got the option to change the spell check for different languages. Now, we're not going to look at those in detail in this video, but what we will do is make a link to this web page available where you can find tutorials on how these different features work. So we've got a speaking spell checker, and we've got this sound alikes function, which is very good. You can also save text as audio, which is another useful tool. You can see here this save as function. So you can get a document and save it as an MP3 and then put that onto an MP3 player or make that available on Moodle. We've seen students make things like speaking glossaries as something that's been done with that. Also, students have made audio versions of revision materials, which we've been told by some of them they've used actually to listen to on the bus on the way to an exam. So that's another sort of possible use there for the save as function. Again, we're not going to look at those in detail because there are other videos available that we'll link to from the Study Support Moodle and the ILT Moodle, which will show you how you can do those things. So that's a look at SaySo. I hope you found that useful. If you do struggle with this tool for any reason, please don't hesitate to get in touch, and I will do my best to support you and troubleshoot any issues that you're having with it. Thanks very much.
Okay, so now it's just time for a quick review of the things that we've looked at in Dolphin SaySo. So the first thing is using it in a Word document. So you need to click where you would like SaySo to read from, and then click play on the toolbar on the left-hand side of the toolbar. Then, if you want it to stop, you just click stop on the toolbar up on the left-hand side. That play button will change from play to stop depending on what you're using it in. The same thing you'll see in a web page. So you click play, the toolbar turns into a crosshair, then you click where you would like it to read from, and then when you want it to stop, you click that play button that now is a stop button. Finally, if you want to put a colour wash on, you need to go to the settings on the toolbar. That's the thing that looks like a wrench or a spanner. Then you click on the colours section on the left. You choose a colour wash, and then you choose a strength, so the opacity of the wash. You can set it to the whole screen or just the document you're working in, and then you click OK to close settings, and that wash will be enabled. Thanks very much for watching. If you have any trouble with this software, please get in touch, and I'll do my best to support you to use it. Thanks very much. Bye.